Okay, then it is 2-0.
2-0. 6-wicket win. Fittingly, in his 100th test, Cheteshwar Pujara wins it with a 4. And for the 4th consecutive time now, we have retained the Border Gavaskar Trophy.
Yes.
Yeah, from 2017.
Yes.
Then you went down to Australia, you won it. Then again you went down to Australia, you won it again and again.
Yes.
19.
And it just took 5 days. 2.5 days first test, 2.5 days second test, 1 test match. That's actually length of 1 test match. Australia meekly capitulate and hand the Border Gavaskar Trophy back to India on a platter. They didn't have to fight India. It was the
Is the
meekest.
TV guys calling? Have you told them to call Saransh? Yeah, tell them to call.
It was the meekest of capitulations from an Australian team. This is not a Zimbabwe team. This is not a Bangladesh team. This is not a West Indies team. This is an Australian team. A team that was known to fight. This time.
But I disagree with you. I don't think this is the Australian team.
Yeah, this isn't.
This is not
An
an
imposter.
Australian team. These are imposters who are just wearing the baggy green.
You called them imposters.
Yeah, because they're wearing baggy greens. I tell you why. They're wearing the baggy green, but they're not playing like Australian. And I'm not saying that Australian teams have had great success in India.
Yep.
They called it the final frontier. They finally scaled that in 2004. That all of that is fine. I understand. But why I'm calling them imposters is because they are very un-Australian like. When I say Australian, we explained it earlier that Australian teams fight. They do not go down without a fight. They will grind it out. In tougher situation also they'll grind it out. They've lost test matches many times before. They've only won one as we were discussing a short. So that is understandable. So nothing would have changed. Nobody expected them to come and just steamroll the Indians. No.
Yeah.
But Australian teams did not play. Can you imagine an Allen Border team playing like that? Can you imagine a Steve Waugh-led team playing like this? Can you imagine Ricky Ponting team playing like this? These are not Australian players. And the thing is, again, let's say if they lost all their 9 wickets today to some fantastic bowling or some, you understand, they're playing silly shots, sweep shots, getting no runs out of it, yet continue to play it. Reverse sweep from outside the leg stump. I mean, it's not a white ball game. It's not a T20 game that you're trying. None of that. This is lack of application. If I was the Australian team coach, manager, I would give them a dressing down. A mouthful, to say the least. If I'm the chairman of selector, whatever I am. A mouthful. By the way, the captain has been the worst offender.
Yeah.
Not leading by example. Whether it comes with the ball and even with the bat, at least show application. Nothing. None of it. So hats off to the Indian team. One thing we said yesterday, that we are convinced that the match is not getting over today.
Yeah.
It's that the match is going for Monday. Yeah, because from there you expected Australia to bat. Session and a half. And then India would bat another session and a half. So we thought
possibly some overs we're looking at, on the 4th day as well. Where we're all talking about.
Everyone had said that 4th day we will be going, but sad, yeah.
Very sad. I mean, just look at the past instances, okay? Australia in 15 years have just won 1 test in India, okay?
Yeah.
You look at 2008. At least you put up a fight. You put up a fight in Bangalore. You put up a fight in Delhi where you dug deep and managed to ensure that the test ended in a draw. 2010 also. Mohali, 1 wicket. It needed something superhuman from VVS Lakshman. 2010 even Bangalore, despite Tendulkar's double century, they still managed to make it a fight. 4-13, they got whitewashed 4-0. But at least in Mohali, at least in Delhi, they put up a bit of a fight. 17, Pune they won.
I'll be up in the newsroom.
From
Just
a
get a
neutral
camera
standpoint, I'm
first.
saying if I'm somebody as a neutral watching this test match, I'm disappointed. Because, and it's not good from the series perspective. Both the matches not even, lasting 3 proper days.
Exactly. As I said,
We've not even had 6 days of proper test match cricket, by the way. And 2 test matches are over.
Yeah, I mean, see, 2.5 days. 2.5 days.
Exactly.
5 days total, but 2 tests spanning. Australia have just, okay, India, please take the Border Gavaskar Trophy. We are just here to participate and not even to put up a fight.
Yeah.
That is the worst part about this whole thing. So that is why I don't understand why on earth did they first? This Australian team is un-Australian for one more reason. Nagpur, before a ball was bowled, they were spooked by the pitch.
Yeah.
Cummins and the company did not raise an objection on the pitch, but they did not say, okay, the pitch, it should be as it is. Internally, they must have been psyched out looking at Nagpur. They will not show it out. They would have hidden it, but they were psyched out. And it is clearly evident. Look at the shots they played. 2017 and until now, what was Steve Smith's success? Proper judgment. Where did he sweep? He's out sweeping. Steve Smith of all people out sweeping.
Then not just him.
I'm not done with Australia. They are not good enough.
Yep.
How about the
But
Indian
this
team?
is now, it's actually looking like a 4-0 now to me. A week back.
What was our topic of discussion right after the first test got over? What was the next day we discussed?
Can Australia avoid a 4-0 whitewash?
So what was that? That was a rhetorical question. You are actually saying it's 4-0. So the question is, can they
the
avoid?
next two tests, remember, Indore, they haven't lost a test match there at all. Ahmedabad, Akshar Patel unleashed.
A dust bowl, to say the least.
Akshar Patel unleashed, that's it.
Yeah. Fourth time you're retaining Border Gavaskar trophy, you might as well retain it by 4-0.
4-0.
It might just happen.
And remember,
It's looking grim for
if
Australia.
Sri Lanka managed to do the unthinkable and win 2-0 in New Zealand, Australia eliminated.
Yeah.
Australia are out of the World Test Championship final.
But what if it's 3-0? Let's say if Australia are able to draw one of the
Then
tests.
Then they go through. Then it will
By
be
the way,
into
I just want to check. India are not through, right? With
No. If
No,
now
but
with
as
this,
things stand, India second. In the
no. That's
Not
all
through.
right.
With
But I'm saying
this-
they're not through with this.
Yeah, they're not.
They are still.
they need to win one more.
Yeah, three has to be there.
If with this win, India without any ICC glitch, they are the number one team now in tests. Without any ICC, because we
last
had
time you
pointed
said
out.
that, you remember what happened, right?
I had given a disclaimer. We pray, we hope it is not an ICC glitch, but that's what
What a hat
happened.
trick of glitches, huh? Hopefully.
And it is not amusing. It is absolutely not amusing, and it is very, very bad. The credibility will be lost, no? And a lot of people will be wondering what is the thing. Now,
Then you'll be looking at,
if India win the next test,
Yeah.
they are through.
Yeah.
They are through. If Australia manage to draw or win, I'm taking it out of the equation. I don't think this Australian team can win. If they draw one, then they are also through. Because if Sri Lanka don't win, and if Australia's percentage points slide now, South Africa, remember, I've got 2 tests against the West Indies.
But that's later on, right?
That's in February end. Now, if they win 2-0, they are also in that contention now. So, we could have an India-South Africa, or we could have an India-Sri Lanka final at the Oval. So,
We'll have to take a leave.
of course.
But before I go, I just want to say quickly, whatever said and done, kudos to the Indian team. Yeah. Outstanding performance. Your Jadeja,
Ashwin.
Ravichandran Ashwin, Rohit Sharma. Okay, all of them look
Jadeja,
good.
Ashwin also
and
with
by
the
the way,
back.
Cheteshwar Pujara also, second
Call on
innings.
Shrikar Bharat,
Shrikar Bharat, second inning good. But I had said earlier, he's a guy who can play a lot of strokes.
Yes.
Just that needs to apply himself. Finally applied himself.
And that
Didn't
6
play a-
that he hit off Lion was superb.
Didn't play a careless stroke. So
Yep.
good on India, yeah, they're dominant. I don't think the good debate will be, which we should do one day, is would this team being so dominant, would the earlier great teams to have told India been able to beat this team?
Yeah.
I would want to know. That would have been a good debate. Talk about
Absolutely,
it a little
absolutely.
bit. But if you are live,
We will, I think. There's lots to talk about today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick around.
5 minutes.
Yep. So that is how it is. And so looking at it, see, where did the entire thing go awry for Australia? Okay, the sweep shots. I will even blame Usman Khwaja. I'll even blame Usman Khwaja for it. First innings. Was there a need to play a reverse
It was
sweep?
a careless shot. It was a careless shot.
Yeah, 2 careless shots.
Yeah.
2 careless shots. One was a sweep, the reverse sweep in the first innings. The other was a proper sweep that he need not have played towards the fag end.
Also, what sort of baffles me, and I said this yesterday as well, I think off air when we were talking about it, it was a needless shot. Because Travis Head was anyway going well. You didn't need that shot at that particular moment.
Yes.
What is the need?
Absolutely.
That was more of, let's say, one-day cricket shot wherein, you just want to rotate the strike, let's say. There was no need at all.
Australia are in a catch-22 situation. They want to attack or they have to defend.
Yeah.
They are doing neither. That is the problem that's happening. And look, if you are supposing saying, okay, I think the pitch is not meriting a sweep shot, go back to basics. That should have been the message that the team management
also, then you're not learning, right?
You're not learning.
You saw the entire top order trying to play the sweep shot, give their wicket away, and still what you see a Pat Cummins do? Play the sweep shot.
So look at Smith. What is the brief that has been given to him that, okay, see, probably I can understand that Ashwin got him out in Melbourne with the leg glance.
Yeah.
Down the leg side.
Yeah.
So I think in order to cut that leg glance weakness down, okay, he wants to employ the sweep. But now that sweep shot is also leading to his downfall. Because now look what has happened in this case now. 2-0, it has happened in India now with 2 more tests to go.
Yeah.
So Australia's tally in India ever since 2008. 2-0 out of 4. 2-0 out of 2. 4-0 out of 4. So you've lost 8 out of 10 tests already.
Yeah.
Then you won 1 and you lost 2. So it was 10 out 110 in favor of Australia, in favor of India. Now it is 12-1 in favor of India ever since 2008. 12-1.
Speaking of landmarks and how big this also happens to be India's 100th victory in international cricket against Australia.
Of course. I mean, they 32nd test win against Australia, the most against an opponent. Yeah. I mean, they have won 32 matches out of, I think Australia has won only about 43 of them. Yeah. The gap is really coming down if you have to look at it.
No, looking at how things stand, I would say India are in the ascendancy. They're winning over there and they're, giving Australia a hammering in India.
Yeah.
They're fighting toe-to-toe and not just fighting toe-to-toe, they're bringing the trophy home in let's say, Australian conditions as well. They've done that not once, but twice now.
Exactly.
So I would say that it's lopsided now.
It is lopsided. I mean, look at it. Australia's record in Asia, okay, ever since 2008.
Yeah.
They have only won 5 tests. 5 tests. That includes 2 in Sri Lanka, 1 in Bangladesh, 1 in India, and 1 in Pakistan. You managed to defy the odds in Pakistan because the conditions there were so dead that you could manage to grind it out. Here, the conditions are a bit more preactive if you have to look at it. Very active. You lost 2.5 days. Both tests. 5 days combined, you lost the Border Gavaskar Trophy already.
It's glaring if you ask me. It's just glaring how bad it is. And you couldn't even, again, both the test matches not even lasting 3 proper days. That just tells you how dominant one team has been and how abysmal the other.
Absolutely. Look at who has scored for India. Rohit Sharma at the top with 120. Then who has scored? Ravindra Jadeja, Akshar Patel.
Yes.
Okay. Here, it was again Akshar Patel. And who else contributed? Primarily, it was Akshar Patel and the tail.
Yes. Ashwin again.
Ashwin yet again. That application that he showed.
Yes.
Australia.
You expect the same from somebody like a Pat Cummins. He's one person in that lineup, in that lower lineup, who gives that impression that he's got his head in the right place and has the strokes as well. Not as many, let's say, as an Ashwin does, but still he is dependable to an extent. But was he playing like somebody who's dependable? No. And his captaincy as well. I will question his captaincy because again, his field setting wasn't right. He allowed the runs to leak when India were in a spot of bother. That Akshar Patel
Ravichandran Ashwin partnership,
114 run partner, he wasn't attacking enough. And as a result, you saw that lead erode and come down to 1 run.
Okay. That Aditya Mohanty team management and so come on, yeah, it's not fair. Okay, Aditya Mohanty, it's actually quite mean that what you have said, because see, you and I, we are in a position to understand. Okay, KL Rahul is in bad form. Yeah. Absolutely, he's in bad form. We agree with that. We have pointed that out. Now, what is the team management? Or a team management will go by instinct. They'll go by the judgment as to what KL Rahul can offer. Yes, he did fall very cheaply. Agreed. Agreed totally. No question about it. Will he make way for Gill? We believe, yes, he should. He should.
I think it's time now.
It's time. But with India winning, can they want to make too many changes? Because see.
But what are the changes are you looking at?
Only Gill with KL Rahul. That's about it.
Let's not count Shreyas coming in as a change, because this has to be your by default playing 11.
Because he was injured, that is why Surya came in.
Exactly.
And because Shreyas was past fit, he was automatically going to come into the playing.
Exactly. And that's not what we're saying. Yes, of course we said that, but that's what the coach also said.
Yep.
A fit Shreyas Iyer walks into this side.
Yes.
So let's not count that as a change. So what other change are we looking at? Yes.
Only KL Rahul.
Yes.
But remember, KL Rahul is your vice captain. Are you going to drop your vice captain and get somebody in for that? Because see, you cannot play KL Rahul at the lower down.
But you can't. So I don't think as KL Rahul, if I were KL Rahul right now, I can't say or complain that I wasn't given a long rope. I think I've been given
big
a long rope.
Here.
Exactly.
You have been given
you can't
a
even
big
say
rope.
that. So I don't think by any means will this selection committee, which doesn't have a head right now, but even then, without the chairman of select, I don't think your KL Rahul can tell this committee, okay, give me some more time.
Yep, he can't.
And the selection committee will not be unfair on KL Rahul in any way. I think they are empowered and they are in absolute right now to give him the axe.
Yep. Oh man, Usman Khwaja, two very, very bad shots. Okay, you can argue for the fact that Marnus Labuschagne got a ball that stayed low.
Yeah.
But again, that was Labuschagne's technical fault, because Australian batters...
I think both the times in the first innings as well, the ball stayed low for Labuschagne, and this time around as well.
Yeah, right? It did.
But that's Delhi.
Again,
I'm not surprised here, because Rohit's ball also stayed a little low when he got caught in the crease. First innings. Having said that, this is Delhi for you.
Yes.
You know this isn't a bouncy track. The ball will come slow and low.
Yep. And again, Australia, unfortunately, what has happened is they are looking at the length. That doesn't work in India anymore. They have been trained to look at the length and then play it from the length. They are not looking at the hand. If you looked at the hand, Ashwin, if you had to play that straighter delivery, you would have come on the front foot and just gotten behind the line. But they are not getting behind the line of the delivery. And that is why, see, we can understand, maybe KL Rahul could go the Ajinkya Rahane way. Okay, maybe vice captains can be dropped. But in this current scenario, can you afford to drop your vice captain?
No, but why not?
You can.
Exactly.
You can.
I don't see a reason why, if you're...
But will the team management agree?
That's where things get tricky here.
Exactly.
I think the selection committee, has enough arsenal now to take this call.
You can come out to the super chat.
Enough evidence also, I would say.
Yep.
But yes, the team management, I think, does Rohit Sharma want this right now? Does Rahul Dravid want this right now?
Because technically, if you win.
But I'd say, if I were team management right now, I'd say, yes, it's going to be a hard call. It's always going to be a hard call to drop your vice captain. It's not an easy call ever in cricket.
Yep.
But what better note then, I would say. The team's in the ascendancy. You're absolutely battering the opposition, and it looks in all likelihood that the results will not change in the next 2 test matches as well. Why not, when the team is on a high, make this change? Because when you do it when the team is, when the team's hit a low, then things become questionable anyway.
Yep.
When you're on the high, when you're on the up, make that change.
Perhaps, see, with India winning, they may not want to change too much. Okay, why? Because then, it is a catch-22 even there. A new player comes in, that's the right environment to blood him.
Yeah.
Yes, you're winning, you're playing against a top team, you've got them down on the mat, go ahead and score freely. Now for KL Rahul, what has happened is in 2022, he's missed more than he has played. He's come back from injury, he's unfortunately had a very bad series in Bangladesh. He's had a horrible 2 tests that has happened at this point in time, and that too, the luck is not in his favor.
Yeah.
20 in Nagpur.
Exactly.
Also, he played a bad shot, but that's not a shot that he should have been playing.
Also, his dismissal early this morning.
But
it's down to bad luck.
But is it bad luck, or if it is a technical deficiency that has crept in? Because I'll tell you why. Murli Vijay and
But
Shikhar
I'm saying
Dhawan,
even if it's bad luck, that's not how cricket will be looked at.
Yes.
That's not how numbers for a batsman are looked at.
Because see, Shikhar Dhawan and Murli Vijay, they said, they dropped, I can go back to Venkatesh Prasad's tweet, Venkatesh Prasad had stated absolutely correctly. Shiv Sundar Das didn't get a long rope, neither did all the people who averaged just over 30 get a long rope.
Yeah.
Dhawan averaged 40. But the problem with Dhawan and Vijay was that their deficiency against the moving ball towards the end of their career proved to be a massive undoing. Now you couldn't escape from that. KL Rahul, whether the mental deficiencies that is there, the mental worries that is there at this point in time.
The only thing is because KL I think has a century in England and in South Africa as well, plus one in Australia.
No. That was 2014.
Yes, Australia won, right?
He scored one in Sydney.
So just because he's had these big centuries at big occasions, big stadiums, I think that's what works in favor of him.
Prior to 2020, when his injury was really started to peak.
Yeah.
Remember, now in 2022, it reached the absolute crescendo. Got sports hernia, got COVID. And then yet again got, I think, a hamstring injury or something. No, I think it was only these two. It really took time for him to come back.
Yeah.
But whether this is a case of KL Rahul not having a technical deficiency, it's just that his mind is not there.
Also, we saw it with Virat Kohli. He wanted a break. He took a long break. He says he didn't touch the bat for a good 1 month. I'm not saying that KL Rahul needs to do the same. But perhaps, recovering from illness, sickness, injury is one. But truly being away from the game can also help. I think we saw that last year.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time that KL Rahul, also let's not forget that in limited overs as well, on the bigger stage, in big matches, he's failed.
Yep. That's true.
Why?
No one is doing that. See, in ICC events,
all said and done, he's a quality player. He's somebody who has the kind of talent that not everyone has.
Yep.
And you want to maximize on that talent. Things aren't working out for a while now. You've been given a lot. Take this. I would say take that break.
Yep.
It won't be called a break anymore because again you will now be dropped. So the word dropped will be used in his case.
Yes.
But just be on the sidelines, perhaps grassroots, whatever it is.
Now, unfortunately, India's domestic season is over. They only have one game now, rest of India versus Madhya Pradesh. That is one opportunity where perhaps if KL Rahul is dropped, he can come back. But again, I'll go with Nobita Nobi. Rahane was dropped in SA as a vice captain. Any team beat India, I'll come to that. Okay. But Nobita Nobi, that was a different era. Understand that. The Kohli Shastri era was totally different. This current management looks like it won't go the horses for courses approach. It will give players a longer rope. Batters in particular, not bowlers, batters in particular will get a long rope.
Yes.
If there is a KL Rahul that you're saying he is getting a longer run, there's a Kuldeep Yadav who's not gotten a rope. He's got a thread. He's just gotten a thread. That is the worst problem about it. So Rahane, that is a different era. This is a different era, team management wise. Can any team beat India in a test series in India? Oh, now this is where I will say, okay.
Who will be the contender?
Maybe. But I don't know how England's form will be in 2024 when they come here for a 5 test series. The current England team can be a contender.
Yes.
The current England team.
Look at how they're playing in New Zealand also right now.
Okay, but see, New Zealand, unfortunately, the 2021 aura is
gone. What England are doing now is something unprecedented in Test cricket.
But
which is what makes them a very good contender.
Their theory will be tested in June.
Yeah.
When they play the Australians in the Ashes. Can they sustain that and they can win 4-0 or 5-0 against them? Then yes, you've got only 2 clear contenders and then there's the rest. India and England. But remember, this is home dominance we are talking about.
Yeah.
India have not lost for almost 11 years there.
11 years.
This will be a different story in the World Test Championship final.
Pat Cummins saying right now? What do you think he must be saying? Boys played well?
No, the batters needed to step up. We didn't step up again.
We didn't apply ourselves. I think that's what he'd be saying.
Would somebody ask questions of Pat Cummins also? What are you doing as captain? You're bowling 130s.
Yep.
You can't bowl. You can't intimidate the Indian batsman with short pitch bowling.
Yes.
You are misfielding. I saw him misfield also a couple of times. Batting, you got runs in the first innings. Second innings, where you really needed to apply where the collapse was happening, you played a irresponsible shot.
Yep.
And you came back. What is the team going to learn from you? What are they going to take as a leader? What is it that he can contribute?
The test season 3. That'll be the beginning. Lost heavily in Delhi and then
won the World Test Championship. You were saying that?
Nah.
You were about to say.
No. I'm saying lost in Delhi and then the background scenes. what the abuse that will follow, the things that will happen, players smashing
So what will happen after Delhi? You think they'll go and win the Indore Test match? So then the Test has to have an upside. Now when will that come? Ashes.
No, but could be.
But I think now Australia.
You're saying they'll.
Why not?
Okay, see.
Yeah, they can.
Australia now.
At the Oval, not here in Nagpur.
Australia will have to totally overcome that ego that, our biggest thing is England. Forget that. Your main rival and the one
But
who.
they've said it.
Yes.
What did Pat Cummins say? They've accepted it. And they have said that playing India in India is the biggest challenge.
Yes.
He came and said that the 10 Test matches are going to define his career or his legacy as captain.
Yeah.
Out of that, 4 though he's going to lose. Maybe that legacy will improve if he wins the World Test Championship and then the Ashes. After that. I don't know.
But even Nick Hockley said it in that interview that we put out for our family members. He said that this is as good as the Ashes now for us, the BGT.
Yeah, I'm saying they have accepted it.
Yeah.
They've not been able to compete with the Indian. No, don't look at that. There are gazillion
over there. Because now, look at it. Australia have lost 12 out of the 14 tests that have been played so far in India since
2018.
Australia. Let's talk about the Indian team. Let us talk about the Indian team. Done with Australia.
Done with Australia.
Right? The Indian team, I think it will make a great debate. Maybe you guys can chip in as well. That how would this Indian team have faced against that Steve Waugh team or that Ricky Ponting team?
They actually, see, with this...
Would have been fun to watch.
It would have been fun. But remember...
Imagine Jadeja Ashwin bowling.
Yeah. To Mark Waugh, Steve Waugh, Matthew Hayden. Yeah. Justin
Rohit Sharma
Langer.
opening with Virender Sehwag.
Adam Gilchrist, No,
but we can't get Virender. We'll have to get this team. They're saying this team.
Simon Catich as well.
KL Rahul would still be out early.
Yeah, he would be out.
but then he'll be out to Vaughan, no?
What?
No, McGrath.
McGrath would have got him. Gillespie, McGrath, one of them.
Gillespie, McGrath.
You think he would have survived till Shane Warne came?
See, this duo, I mean, it's clear. It would have been Langer, Hayden, Ponting, Steve Waugh. That would have been my batting order with Martin at 5, Gilchrist at 6, Vaughan, Kasparovich, Gillespie.
Catich.
Not Catich.
Hogg? Did you count Hogg?
No, I didn't count Hogg. McGrath, Gillespie, Lee, Brett Lee.
Okay.
That would be this 11 against this Indian side.
Whatever the 11, I think this would have been
but even with the Ricky,
good game.
Let
me read Pat Cummins.
Yeah.
Now we know what he was saying. He says, I thought 260 was a decent score in the first inning. He's right.
Mm-hmm.
The guys bounced back well. He's right.
Mm-hmm.
But India batted well. Or did you also bowl poorly? Just 1-2 partnership, you can get to the 260 mark quite easily, which India did. In the innings break, it was all even. He's right. Disappointed. We were ahead of the game, but we slipped.
Yes.
Okay. We need a review on what could have been done different. Play.
Another Argus review.
Interesting what he says next. Batters getting out to sweep.
He was asked that question.
Yes.
Everyone controls their own game. Some balls just have your name. No. This is what he's saying. That certain ball, but those are the balls that just don't bounce, stay low, or get a vicious turn, hit a mark, come in, or extra bounce because of it. All of those are the balls that have your name. Then I can agree. But you got out to none of those deliveries. I'm sorry. You played bad shots.
Only Marnus Labuschagne.
Or the problem is that that was weighing so heavily on their mind that we will have a ball that will have so we'll play like that. But hello, it's that same crying wolf.
Or maybe it's the predetermined shots. Maybe the plan was to just sweep and get
but he's saying that we played like that because we know that there'll be one ball which will get you out, so get runs. But the point is we didn't see any of those balls. So firstly, that whole thought process is wrong. And secondly, if you're thought of that there will be one ball. So you're crying wolf, na?
Before Delhi, did Australia go to the Thar Desert? Did the Australian team go to the Thar Desert?
They spent time in Nagpur.
Okay, there is no desert there because they seem to be having mirages. When the pitch... mirage, you've been out of the sun for too long, you get mirages. Yes, you think there is an oasis. Here they think, every ball's a minefield. Actually, no. Barring the Labuschagne dismissal. Where that was an absolute shooter. The rest of all are bad shots.
Go down, Anurag.
Bad shots. Pat Cummins. The ball is this slow, you just defended.
And 2 reverse sweeps, by the way.
Yeah. Alex Carey, forget it. I think he's got a short fuse. I think he needs to fall in the pool yet again. Only then he can get his career back on track.
The only thing that I think which makes sense in what he says, this loss hurts. I hope it hurts them. I hope they figure out the right way of playing. Again, they could go and lose the next 2 test matches. Who knows? But at least
a fight.
At least play to the merit of the game, play to the potential, which they didn't.
And last
I want to see what
4th day maybe.
Upar jana?
4th day. See, this is the tragedy, okay? We are talking about an Australian team that can they take the game to day 4? That's how you've fallen. I mean, imagine you've been following cricket. All of us, Nikhil, at slightly earlier stage, we have followed Australian teams led by Mark Taylor, Alan Border, Ricky Ponting, Steve Waugh. And this is what we have been reduced to an Australian team. Very, very sad.
See, this is what I'm saying. This is what Rohit is saying. Now, he, says that I felt we were trailing because we had to bat last. See, now I'm just saying, now Australia will have to think. Look at India. They knew that they are batting last, so they're trailing. Now, I think the bowlers are fantastic. To take 9 wickets today morning is commendable. So even it surprised the Indian team. They didn't expect this. And then we finish the job with the bat. Okay, on a pitch like this, people need to do something different. Now, India, just now see, game of cat and mouse. India, when they came out today, knew that they are behind the game. They knew that Australia were going to play their shots. He mentions it, right? So what did he tell his team? Listen, don't panic. They will be hitting a few shots. We just have to keep bowling at the right areas and wait for them to make a mistake. So what did the Indian team conclude? The Indian team concluded there are no demons in the pitch. There's nothing special that we can do. Now, we are behind the game. We have to bat last. So everything against India at the start of this day is play. Everything play in favor. The only way India could have won this test match is if Australia shot themselves in the foot. Rohit said, and he said that they will play the shot. Runs will come. Don't worry. Be patient. They will
make a mistake.
And guess what? Australia made it even more easier for them by making mistakes very often and much earlier than even the
No, they didn't shoot themselves in the foot. They chopped the foot off.
Whatever.
They chopped the foot off totally. That's why you play the sweep, na? You don't employ your feet that much.
Yes. See, he said our focus was to keep it tight in the morning, and these guys are masters of bowling in these conditions. There are a lot of moments across 4 innings about the game-changing moment. Though the partnership between Jadeja and Virat and then Akshar and Ash was brilliant, I agree. I think that's the big help because of the balance we have created for. I agree, those 2 partnerships were very crucial because Australia also did that because it was even Stevens.
Yes.
Imagine if they had got a 100-odd run lead, which they were well on course to get, then they wouldn't have batted like this, right? They would have been ahead of the game anyway.
Absolutely.
They would have said whatever comes your way. So absolutely right. Those 2 partnerships.
Especially the Akshar Ash, 114-run partnership.
And Akshar Ash. Yeah. Absolutely.
Brilliant.
From there on. I think that's...
And imagine, first session, he said that this is the one important thing. What I noticed is there's a lot of offer in the first session. But as it goes on, it gets slower and there isn't enough bite. Remember, first session, Australia 91 for 1, they collapsed to 94 for 4. Then even India in day 2, they also collapsed. And here, sensational collapse. 9 wickets for 52.
No, but this again, it's not the juice of the wicket or first
bad
session.
Shots.
Yeah. Exactly. But having said that, India have a lot to be proud of. I think, retaining it 4 times in a row is no mean feat.
And remember...
And all of this has happened without playing the perfect cricket. So, let's not paper over the cracks. There are still problems, right?
Top order.
Runs are not coming. Top order is not getting you runs. You're in a situation where those runs are not coming. Yet, you're finding a way to dominate a team, not Zimbabwe, not the old Bangladesh newcomer sort of a team. This is one of the most strongest test teams in the world. You're beating them in 2.5 days despite your batting not firing on all cylinders. So that's incredible.
Absolutely.
Indian
Both the times your lower order has bundled you out. That is a big concern area heading into the World Test Championships.
But can I ask you guys one thing? I mean, we all support the Indian team. We want India to do well. But somewhere, I also don't want Australia to be this bad because I want to see a good series.
I'm with you on that.
I can't. Like, people will say, oh, you guys are defending Australia. But that's simply because I want to see a...
contest. You want to see a contest. This is... I think right now, the way they're playing, I think you rather have the, the men's senior team play India A maybe right now. I think that will make for a better match.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they can mix the teams, not India A and India.
But I'm just saying that, given the talent in India, you can still.
Who would be in India A team? Name me the 11.
KL Rahul.
KL Rahul is in this team. Name me the 11 that will play.
Okay, now that Rishabh's not around, so otherwise
Name the
Rishabh.
11 that will play.
So you could start with
Priyank Panchal.
Panchal maybe.
Arpit Vasauda.
Acha.
907 runs in this Ranji Trophy season. And the player of the series.
That guy from Saurashtra who got about 800 odd
Why
runs.
not Shubman Gill if he's not playing here?
Shubman will play in the next game.
I'm talking about if this team had to play.
Shubman, yeah, why not?
If this match was India A versus India, I'm talking about. So your India 11, na?
Yeah. Then, Shubman will open with Priyank Panchal. Then you've got Arpit Vasauda, Abhimanyu Ishwaran.
But chalo, yeah.
Ishwaran to loge yaar.
लेंगे.
Yeah.
Ishan Kishan.
Hanuma Vihari.
Hanuma Vihari.
Rahane.
Sarfraz.
Rahane.
Jaidev.
No, I'm not sure that they'd give a better fight than the Australian team.
Yeah.
Not sure.
We had that Challenger Trophy, remember? India Seniors was India A was India B.
Exaggerating like Venkatesh Prasad did in his tweet. That agreed that he should not play. We've discussed that at length. Please go back and check our last show about KL Rahul. We spent half an hour talking about it. So if you're interested in that subject, our last live that we did at lunchtime.
Yes.
Yeah, we discussed that. So and I think the common consensus was that he should not be playing the next test match. But I'm saying you're exaggerating that India A would do better than Australia against this Indian team, like Venkatesh Prasad when he said that KL Rahul is not even in the 10 best openers in this country.
I can be sure of the fact that the match will at least go into 4th day.
I don't.
It won't just again you at least say for these players, Salman like Sarfaraz and all, who've been playing decent cricket over three odd Ranji seasons now. You expect them to grind it out, not just give away their wicket like that.
But grinding it out against Ashwin and Jadeja and Shami is also not easy. What you get in Ranji and what you will be playing here is a big difference.
Big difference. Mentally it will be a big challenge.
Yeah, Manav Kaushal is saying for any sport to grow and survive, it should be exciting for a neutral fan. Do you agree? Are these one-sided Indian test matches good for the game? Manav, exactly what we were discussing a short while ago. I don't think so.
Indeed. And remember,
even for the neutral, it's not great cricket to see. Such utter domination. Such utter domination from one side.
Yeah, completely agree. Lovely to see Rahul Dravid talking. So we get to hear. Maybe we should do a video on whatever. Meet Sori has a good question. Team for the 2 tests should be announced anytime now. But there's a big gap also.
Yeah, there's a 9-day gap.
But they will have to announce because players have to travel now.
Yeah. The next test is on March 1. So they have a total of 2 plus 7. They have 9 days to go.
Yeah, but a team has to.
Team has to travel to Indore. Yeah.
Though they don't have to travel immediately, they'll be booked till Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe on Monday.
Maybe the folks who are from Delhi and places close by, in these 2 extra days that they have, they could possibly just go be with family.
Yeah. Maybe
and
they'll be sent anyway. They can anyway travel. That's not stopping them.
And then just meet in Indore then.
Yeah, Indore.
Good question by Satyam Parashar. Did you answer that? What do you think of
England playing baseball versus India in India?
India in India is a good thing. They did play baseball against us and beat us.
Yeah, right? In Edgbaston.
Yes. So they beat us in Edgbaston. Unlikely chase. They chased it down.
378.
So we have a sample to see and comment on. But you're right. That was in England. In India, I don't know.
See, it could backfire. Because Australia are caught up in whether to attack, whether to defend. They're doing neither.
No, but England have it straight. But remember, the baseball incident that you want to talk about, let's not look at Rawalpindi. I would say look at what happened in Karachi. Where they made 250. But it was backed up because the bowlers stepped up. Now in England's case, will the bowlers step up in India? Because they have also struggled.
Compared to Karachi, those are roads.
They are roads, exactly.
Here, they're completely different. So people sometimes make a mistake of combining subcontinental pitches, saying, India, Pakistan, UAE.
That's different, yeah.
Not the same.
See, because now England are still playing baseball without Johnny Bairstow, who started it all. Ben Stokes is there, but what a comeback that Harry Brook has made.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Brook is sublime, and in all three formats.
All
by
three
the way.
formats, true.
He is going to be one of the future who will do very well in all three formats. He and Devon Conway among them.
Yeah.
Rehan says India are ruthless at home because all three spinners bat well here, but overseas there is lack of balance because there is no quality pace all-rounder in Test, and that is why WTC final looks like a big challenge.
But haven't India gotten their pace balance also right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think pace, I think where we have found wanting when you're playing overseas is in the batting department. I think beat Australia, beat the times that we've
Well,
travelled,
India-
I think the bowling's not disappointed us. It's the batting that's disappointed
But
us.
your batting stepped up, yeah. You won in Australia. Your batting did the job for you.
But then you
leave
look
the
at what's
36
you look at
all
what's
out.
happening in India.
No, but look at that Edgbaston Test match also.
Yeah.
I think they gave a decent total for England to chase. Your
Yeah.
bowlers couldn't step up.
Yep.
They chased it down.
But World Test
Look at
Championship
South
final-
Africa.
But
South
they were-
Africa, both those games, South Africa, you won the first Test match. The second and the third game, you gave 200 plus targets,
240,
which in the record had never been done. You know, like
Yeah.
once or twice. Both
Yes.
games, both Test matches after that. Both times your bowlers didn't step up.
Yep.
So the batting still got you runs, giving
Yeah.
you decent.
No,
overseas
I'd say-
conditions.
But
say-
also, there is a double whammy in that also, because whenever you're played in the Sena countries and you'll play the WTC final in England,
Yeah.
there has been one particular session in the batting where India have collapsed. For example, in Edgbaston,
Yeah.
the total could have been 400, 450, but they collapsed in the second innings
Sure,
also.
but I'm saying you gave a good enough total.
You gave a good enough total.
Same I would say World Test Championship final that we lost to New Zealand.
No, that was so. You
Bad
made a
team
mistake,
selection.
Bad team selection, not playing the condition. That.
Yeah.
After that, I'm talking about all games.
Yep.
Batting
Your
has
bowlers
got
didn't step
runs.
up.
In fact, now there seems to be more problem playing spin at home rather than
That it is.
seam bowling abroad.
That it
I think
is.
they've
Exactly.
become better at that with all the throwdown practice that they do. They've become much better at that.
See, luckily you're going to play at the Oval, which is considered the flattest of the decks in England. But Oval at the start of the English summer, at the end of the English summer, is a
different time.
different proposition altogether.
Yes.
So that will be a challenge. And remember, India, they have hardly played test series in June in England, which is why I had said at some point in time before joining this place that, see, are you sure that you've taken the conditions in? Because in Australia you played for the first time in October, November, but it was a different proposition altogether in the World T20. So this is going to be very, very interesting.
Shall we take the lead?
Yeah, we'll have to
Yeah.
do the dugout as well and all the other.
So yeah, we have a dugout every evening at 6:50. So
Yes.
plenty to talk about then. But
Yep.
for the moment, we're signing off. It's a great day for Indian cricket. They have retained the Border Gavaskar Trophy for the fourth consecutive time, and
It's also a lot of landmarks that we've spoken about.
25,000.
25,000. Also, Pujara, only the second man to feature in his 100th match and score the winning runs
Yep.
after Ricky Ponting. Then, of course, India's 100th win in international cricket against Australia. So, plenty of landmarks.
And
uh,
two more firsts. Kohli getting stumped for the first time ever.
Jadeja registering his best test figures, 7 for 42.
And Rohit Sharma getting run out by Cheteshwar Pujara.
Also for the first time in test cricket.
Also run out for the first time. Those memes will really come back to haunt Cheteshwar Pujara now.
Chalo, I think it's been good chatting with you
Yeah.
guys. See you in the evening. Bye-bye.
See you in the evening. Bye-bye. Vanakkam.